Hi, Grandma Debbie here. So tonight I am making ham and bean soup, but I'm using canned beans. I discovered that we have a lot of ham in the freezer and we had a ham bone and I really wanted to get it used up because as you head into the holiday seasons, once again, you start getting all these leftovers that you don't know what to do with, and I want to clear up some space for our leftovers. All right, so we're going to do a little bit of prepping before we get started on the soup, and I'm going to bring you along. I think it'll be fun. I hope that you enjoy this recipe. I love recipes like this. Especially it's been really cold lately, so I think that this is going to be a great meal to have for us. All right, so let's get going. Okay, the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to get my bouillon going because I use Better Than bouillon, and so I need a ton of hot water. So I'm going to get my tea kettle going, and I'm going to move that off to the side, and then we're going to start chopping our vegetables. Now, I'm not going to peel my carrots. I'm just going to cut them up. I am going to save the tops of both the bottoms of the celery and the carrots. I like to save them for my chicken noodle soup. I make the broth, and this is delicious. Okay, this carrot doesn't want to cut. Dang. Okay, so I'm going to use my handy dandy little chopper. So you need a cup of each. And I'm just going to eyeball it. Yeah, that looks like a little more than a cup. So I'm going to dump it into a container, another bowl. And we're also going to be doing an onion. All right, that looks like about a cup. Let me get out my onion. I had an onion left over from a couple nights ago. And I'm just going to use it up. All right, so I've got that done. I'm going to clean up my mess, and we'll head over to the other side of the kitchen. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is we're going to saute up the vegetables. So you want a tablespoon of butter. And you're going to do a tablespoon of minced garlic. And I can't seem to get my act together, so I'm dumping everything all over the place. Now I did wash my beans. They're canned beans, but you still need to rinse them. And I am using this brand of beans. They're white beans. And this is what we had at the grocery store, so this is what I got. All right, so I'm going to turn this on. Let me me read the instructions one more time. Okay, so I'm going to melt the butter. I wasn't supposed to add the garlic yet, so I guess I don't know how to read. Oh well, it'll melt quick. So I thought about using dry beans, but let me tell you a little bit of my problems with dried beans. So a couple years back, I had this amazing recipe for baked beans. They're really good. I made it with both dry beans and canned beans. Well, we were having a big family gathering, so I thought, oh, I would just use, I would go ahead and use dried beans because we had them in the cupboard, and I was like, why not, It's kind of a special occasion. So I soaked them for 24 hours. I boiled them for 2 more hours per the recipe. Then I baked them for another 5 hours. Well, guess what happened, guys? They were not cooked. They were like pebbles, and I don't know what I did wrong. So, since that day, I have not done dried beans. Yeah, I'm not exactly sure what happened. I Googled it to see if maybe there was something that I had missed with the beans, and according to Google, they were probably old beans and not good. And I didn't realize that because they were fine on the package. So yeah, it was a little disappointing. And then afterwards, my husband thought, well, I'll cook them for an addition, or no, I'll microwave them. So he put them in the microwave for probably, I don't even know how long he cooked them in the microwave for. It was quite a long time. So overall, I was probably into about 32 hours with these beans just to make rocks. So my husband teases me all the time about it. But it was awful. It was horrible. I felt so bad for the family members that trusted me. They probably shouldn't have. Okay, so we're going to cook these until they're tender or crisp tender. So we're going to cook them for about 5 minutes. So, but since that day, I have not cooked anything with dried beans because I was so embarrassed. I was so horrified that I was going to make somebody sick. I mean, I had some, my husband had some, my son-in-law attempted, and he quietly got up and threw them away and without saying anything. I thought that was so sweet of him to just not say anything to me. But then I felt horrible about it because I'm thinking, here I am feeding him something that's really gross. So I felt bad. But in the end, it worked out. I just now know not to ever do that again. So we are having rolls with it. I got them out of the freezer and I'm letting them rise. And I did make my my better than bouillon broth. And with that, I need 6 cups. So all I did was I added 6 teaspoons of the bouillon stuff and then added all my water. My dog's in here supervising. I guess he's thinking he's going to get something. Because the kitchen is starting to smell amazing. That's going to be so good. Okay, so we're just about where it needs to be. So let me see what I need to do. Okay. All right. I am going to turn this off for just one moment because I forgot to do something and I need to go back to the other side of the kitchen. Whoa. Okay, so I didn't think there was enough ham on my ham bone because I like to have a lot of ham in my soup. So I also got out some other ham to go with it. And my knives don't want to work today. Oh, there is quite a bit of ham on here, so we'll have to see what happens. But I'm going to get it out, and I'm going to go ahead and chop up. Let me wash my hands real quick. So we had some ham left over from actually this ham, and I'm going to chop up some of it to go into the soup as well. I'm just going to do a tad bit more. All right, we got our ham ready. Let me wash my hands and I'll take it back over to the other side of the kitchen. Okay, so we're back on the other side of the kitchen. I'm going to turn this back on. It smells wonderful. All right, so now we're going to add some more ingredients. So we're going to add our chicken broth. We're going to add our beans. And we're going to add our ham. All right, and then we're going to add salt and pepper. I'm not going to add a whole lot of salt because the ham has, I might not add any, because the ham has salt and so does the broth. So I think I'll just add pepper. And then we're going to add a bay leaf. I'm going to do 2. And you remember to fish those out at the end. I'm bad about that. And then you get a mouthful of bay leaf if you don't catch it. Okay, so we're going to bring this up to a boil. And then we're going to reduce it and let it simmer. Cover it up and let it simmer. Doesn't this look good? Looks delicious. So, and after it comes to a boil, we're going to reduce it down to simmer, and we're going to cover it and let it simmer for an hour. It's probably going to simmer a little longer than an hour because my husband won't be home for another probably hour and a half. So it's not going to hurt to just sit there simmering. Guys, it smells so good. I can't wait. And my dog must have got bored with me and decided that he didn't want to be a part of this anymore. Because he's no longer in the kitchen. I think he went outside to talk to his barking buddies. One of his barking buddies, though, moved away. So he's just down to one. Okay, so it's boiling. So I'm just going to stir it real quick. And then I'm going to turn it down to a little lower. Then I'm going to put my lid on. And we're going to let it simmer for an hour. And I'll bring you back. Okay, so this has been cooking for over an hour because I forgot to set the timer. And oh my word. Now, if you want to thicken it up, you can squish the what do you call it? The beans, and they'll thicken up. So I'm going to go ahead and take out the bay leaves if I can find. I found one. I need to find the other one. Oh, there it is. So I'm going to go ahead and take these out so I don't have to worry about them. Now, I'm just going to let this continue to just sit here till my husband gets home. But the ham is just falling off the bone. And so it's looking really good. My rolls are still rising, so it's not that big of a deal. I'm just going to continue on letting it just sit here and cook. My husband won't be home probably for another half hour or so. So it'll be fine just sitting here. And then we'll mash some of the beans to make it a little thicker, or we won't. I don't know. We'll decide. But that's what it looks like after an hour of cooking. Doesn't it look delicious? Look at that. And it smells wonderful. My kitchen just smells so good. I can hardly wait to try it. But I'm just going to continue to let it sit here. I'm going to turn it up just a little bit. I've had it sitting on low. I'm going to go ahead and turn it up a little bit. We'll see what happens. And then, like I said, my rolls, they were supposed to take 5 hours to rise. I didn't get them out of the freezer until like 3 hours ago. So I'm hoping for the best. We'll see what happens. It is what it is. You know, I've totally spaced it. Day got away from me. What can I do? All right. So I will show you the finished product with both. Hopefully the rolls turn out really good, and I'll show you those. And then I will show you the soup when it's in a bowl. So I just want to thank you for coming along with me on this journey. I hope that you're having an amazing day and everything's going great for you. And I hope that your fall, or if I post this and it's winter, I doubt that's going to happen. It's going to be posted before winter. But I am a little behind on posting things. Guys, I videotaped a lot, and I didn't realize how much I had been videotaping until I went to start editing, and then I was like, whoa, I've done a lot. But I'm planning on getting this out here real soon. It's an amazing recipe. It's super simple. It's great for a nice cold winter day to enjoy a hot bowl of beans and ham hocks or beans and ham. It's really delicious. So I hope that you try this recipe. And once again, I hope everything's going great for you. I will talk to you soon. Hit that like, hit the subscribe, and hit the share button. And oh, I did want to mention something. I didn't add all of the seasonings that they said to add. A couple reasons. I didn't have some of them, and I forgot to purchase them at the grocery store because it's not something I would generally have in my pantry. So I didn't think it was that big of a deal to not add them. Remember, a recipe is just a guide. Make it your own. All right, well, I hope everything's going great for you. Hit the like, hit the subscribe, and hit the share button, and I will talk to you soon. Bye.